All right, we're back. Last minute, somebody said, "Hey, why don't you just use your phone to watch your?" Now I got people blowing up my phone. I got all sorts of people chiming in now. Let's see how many people can come on over here. Oh, there you are. All right. So somebody suggested I just read the comments on my phone. Duh. Should have thought of that. I'm still not seeing them on here. Oh, there they are. Finally, they're coming in. All right. So outstanding. I'm gonna piece parts this all together later when I re-edit it. So whatever. So now talk about the critiques. Talk about everything else. Let's throw out some questions out there. We can just start chatting. Come what may. I'm gonna shut this down because there's no point in using my phone anymore. If you guys are on here with me, they're still commenting. Yes, they are still. They're still commenting on the original one, Bernie. That's not good. Peeps were talking and shit. I'm sure they'll. Yeah, hopefully they jump on here. So I got somebody is going to help me do these live streams better in the near future. The same guy who's going to be helping me with t-shirts, Eric from Unsavory Tees. He told me he would help me work out the technology with live streams and shit. I struggle with all this internet shit. That's nothing new to anybody here. So, if anybody wants to lay a question or a comment on here, we can start chatting. Was supposed to go to a big Milsim game down at the Rock next weekend, I think, but now that's all. Nobody on my team was really in the mood to go, and really wasn't in the mood to go down there by myself, so that all kind of got canceled. Here's a question: how you like VMware? So right now, I've been playing a lot locally, somewhat, but not really playing a lot nationally. Andrew Sears, any tips for communicating with total stranger in open play games? We back, we good. Yes, we're back and we're good. Communicating with total strangers. Not sure what that means. You mean like striking up a conversation with people? I mean, that seems like more of a interpersonal communication skills problem. I'm probably not the guy to talk to about that. So I don't know. Just go up and ask them about their gun. Hell, I don't know. Uh, I've I don't know. Obviously, I'm talking to a camera right now. For those of you that have met me in person, I have to talk here because if I don't talk here, there's nothing going on. If you meet me in person at a game, I'm actually a lot more reserved. I'm not as gregarious. I don't like striking up conversations with people. Um, so I think a lot of people meet me in person at an airsoft game, and they're like, "That's the guy," and they come to you're Rob from Come On Milsim, right? And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's me." And I think they expect me to be as talkative, in real life as I am here, and it's usually not the case. Um, so I am the wrong person to talk to about striking up conversations with random people at games. It's not really my strong suit. Okay. Mark Carico, message your Facebook page, but I figured I'd comment here as well. I've had the same 1 point for about 12 years, and I'm very interested in your slang. Mark, what kind of 1 point do you use right now? Let me know. And generally speaking, when I like a sling, I stick with it for a very long time. So I use that Dieter sling for many years, and I've used my gunslinger one for about a year and a half, and now I'm switching to my slings. Any good sling name ideas? Feel free to throw those up there as well. Any woodland play tip tactics is best question I think I have at the moment. Woodland play. Ben, weren't you asking me about making a woodland play video? Like 5 best tips for woodland play. I've kind of been trying to outline that one out in my head, and I guess we can hammer it out right now. Because I was thinking about it the other day. The first thing for woodland play is wear camouflage. I know that sounds redundant and stupid, but a lot of people show up, especially to pickup games, and they're wearing jeans and a t-shirt, which is fine if that's all you have. But or they wear black. A lot of guys wear black, which is the absolute worst thing you can wear in a woodland game because you really stand out. You don't have to wear perfect, amazing camouflage, but make an effort. Buy something if you can, because you can find it cheap, secondhand at military thrift stores, and it makes a huge difference in your play and how easy it is to spot you. Woodland, all airsoft is essentially who can spot who first at range, okay, in range. But in woodland play, it's critical. Literally, all woodland play, who spots who first. Hide and go seek and tag combined, and you're tagging them with a BB. Okay, that's really at the end of the day all it is. And so many players, for whatever reason, don't like wearing camouflage. I don't know why, because it really makes a huge difference in how well you play. That's the same reason I don't wear the cool guy fast helmet crap when I play woodland. I'll do it in CQB sometimes if the rules require it for like vehicles and stuff. But for the most part, I don't like wearing a helmet because it makes you, the one thing you're peeking out that you have to peek out, makes it a bigger target. Also, that really smooth round circle of that helmet is really easy to spot outdoors. Like you can just see them bouncing along. Well, there's somebody, there's that helmet. So, the first thing about woodland play is be kind of camouflage minded. You know, it's essentially a game of hide and seek on many levels. So that's the first thing. 2, learn how to use a radio and use a radio. Unlike CQB, outdoor play is more about formations and communicating with everybody. And if you're not communicating with anybody, all you can see, you're basically limited to what you can see directly in front of you. If everybody on your team is using radios, then you have the benefit of what everybody sees, because they can tell you, hey, I see this over here, or this over here, or this over here. It is the biggest force multiplier you have in woodland play is using radios, because then you can coordinate what you're doing. You can coordinate all your assets to one location or whatever location, or coordinate so you can flank people and put more fire on a target, which sounds basic. It is basic. But without that, you got a bunch of individuals running out there just waiting to get picked off one by one. So, number 2, use radios. Number 3 would be know the range of your AEG or whatever gun, HPA, whatever. Know the range of your gun. So when you're playing CQB, range really isn't that big a factor because most of the fields aren't big enough that you're going to run out of range before you hit them. Okay? Not so in the woodland. When you're in woodland, you got to know your range, because oftentimes you're going to see them long before you can shoot them. And if you don't know your range and you're engaging them, and you're engaging them at a range where you have a low percentage chance to hit, let's say I'm just going to throw some numbers out here. Everybody thinks their guns shoot farther than they can. So my 400 FPS, 1.48 joule AEGs generally have an effective range of 175 feet. Okay. And what I mean by effective range is I can hit a guy 9 out of 10 shots. That's where I try to engage people, in the effective range. Theoretically, can it hit people out to 225 feet and maybe even a little bit further? Not much further. Yes, I can hit people at 225 feet, but it's about a 1 in 10 chance. And for the most part, all I'm doing is just, praying that one of them gets lucky enough to hit them, because the way airsoft guns work is at the end of their range, they lose a lot of accuracy, that last kind of 10% of their range, a whole lot of accuracy because of the hop up, putting backspin on it, and blah, blah, blah. The point is, know the range of your gun and try to engage in the effective range of your gun, not the maximum range. For me, it's about 175 feet. Maximum range, about 225 feet. Do not engage at the maximum range unless you have to, because you're just giving away your position. Once again, it's a game of who can see who first. You're giving away your position for a low probability shot. It's a bad choice. So that's three right off the top of my head. A fourth one I can think of is go prone. Um, the nature one, whenever you're prone doesn't really help you as far as accuracy goes with airsoft guns because there's not enough recoil for it to really matter, and the ranges that you're shooting at are not far enough where going prone is really going to help. That makes any sense. Might help a little bit, but that'd be hard to measure. Shooting real steel rifles, going prone makes a huge difference in your accuracy. What going prone does do for you is it makes you a much smaller target, a much smaller profile, and it makes it much harder for people to see you at a longer range. Usually, if they can see you prone, they're close enough that you can engage them in your effective range. I learned prone was so effective by watching when I first started playing. I played woodland. My background was all in CQB. I had no real world woodland training at all. And it was a pretty steep learning curve. It was tough. It didn't go the best for me the first couple of games, but it was a lot of fun. And thus I stuck with it and did learn. But I watched those who were good at it. I watched the more experienced players who knew. And I noticed one player in particular, his name was Damien. He always went prone. He went prone all the time, and he was extremely effective and engaging targets. And, he told me, hey, they can't see you when you go prone. And by the time you see them, you can shoot them. So I started trying to go prone more often, and I was a lot more effective. So prone is extremely effective in woodland play. And a fifth one, I'll think of a fifth one later and maybe make a video of it. But right now, off the top of my head, I'm having a hard time coming up with one. And now I can catch up with the comments. The sling Mark uses is a bungee by Spectre. I will have to look it up. Can I do a sling transition video? Well, kids are chiming in. I try to do these when there are no kids in my house, but there's a change in plans tonight at the last minute. My fiance's 4-year-old is here, and he can be a little difficult at bedtime. Now it's bedtime. So can I do a sling transition video? What do you mean by transition? Do you mean transitioning to a handgun while using a sling? Or do you mean transitioning shoulders while using a sling? Because if you're transitioning shoulders, I would recommend to use a 1-point sling. You can do it with a 2-point sling. It's not terribly difficult, but 1-point slings are best for transitioning shoulders, particularly bungee slings. Did I mention that I'm making slings now? Okay, I'm pushing it. Yeah, slings. The Goliath sling, is that a name you're recommending? The Goliath? I don't think I'm much of a Goliath. If you've seen me in person, I'm not a terribly big dude. Okay, Mark, with the logo and patches, it's got to be Japanese, like Shogun sling or something. Yeah, that could be. I could go for a Japanese kind of theme. You guys have wondered what all the Japanese stuff's from. I've mentioned it in other videos, but when I first started training martial arts when I was 14, I did a hard style karate, a hard style bare knuckle karate that was called Bushido karate. And I was actually taught by an Irish guy named Mick Doyle. He was my coach for many, many, many years, still a very good friend. And I actually did his podcast. I mentioned it in the other live stream earlier. I did his podcast. He has a podcast called Gentleman Badass. It's a great podcast. He does a lot better job putting this crap together than I do. But so he was an Irishman. But he learned from another Irishman who learned from karate from a Japanese gentleman. So it was a Japanese style, but he was Irish. Whatever. When I first started doing bare knuckle karate, it was heavily Japanese influenced dojo. I called them gyms later, but and we did everything in Japanese. We did a lot. We spoke a lot of Japanese in the class and talked a lot about samurai mythology and stuff. So it kind of stuck with me. I was at the young and impressionable age of 14, and that's why all my tattoos are kind of samurai based, And I got lots of samurai tattoos, and thus the Gunfather Milsim samurai stuff here. So, warrior culture. Reading more comments. Far as camo, those pants you did a review on, I've been running for a while. They are legit. Yes. The Amazon knockoff pants that are Cry Precision knockoff pants. There's like 3 different versions of it. 3 different. If you look on Amazon, there's like 3 different manufacturers of it or brands of it, but it's all the same pair of pants. They cost like $60 or $70 depending on where you find them. They're excellent. Bernie, what you running these days for weapons? Honestly, for the most part, I'm just running my Arcturus AK-105, which is basically an AK-74. I really love the performance of that one, but I hate the battery space because it only uses 1,000. I can only put a 900 mAh battery in there, and it doesn't last terribly long. I can get through almost 2 games with it, but I got to basically change it out every game depending on how much I shoot. On a normal pickup game day, I can get 2 games out of it, and then I switch it out just in case. But we had a defense game last week, and I was just having a rip roaring good day where I went through basically all my mags and the high cap. I generally carry like 5 magazines, and my 6th magazine is a high cap, and I call it my Alamo mag because if I get to that magazine, it's a last stand. And if pickup games always allow high caps. I don't like using high caps because I like doing reloads. But if I'm having that good a game where I get to that Alamo mag, and it's not very often I get to it, I go to that. And I damn near ran that 800 mAh, 900 mAh battery out a few weeks ago running that AK-105. The other one I use exclusively now is my Sima Platinum SR25. Love that gun. I brag about it all the time. Can't say enough good things about it. So, sorry, it's not good. It's not good video watching me catch up on comments. Mark, I play outside Arizona. We were starting a group here. People are finding out the importance of camo for hiding, but also tan helps you for not overheating as much. Yes. And I've been working the range all week. And here where I live in Omaha, it is about 95 degrees, 96 degrees every day right now, which doesn't sound like much to most people. But in Omaha, we have really high humidity, like 90% humidity. It is absolutely fucking brutal out there. And so wearing the correct colors is crucial. Don't wear black. Wear white, light gray, tan, makes a huge difference. No, like David and Goliath. Sean DeSalle, and forgive me if I'm saying your last name wrong. I'm horrible with names. I think he's referencing switching slings. I mean, how to swim in and out of your sling. Maybe how to swing it around your back to climb. I struggle with doing tasks at a Milsim and caught a few in my junk when transitioning. That's a tough one because if you got a 1 point, and I use a 1 point most of the time in airsoft. You don't really have to swim in and out of it, but it is what it is. 1 points, that's the weak point of the 1 point. It's great for fighting. It's great for shooting. It's great for moving around. It's great for keeping your gun out of the dirt, and it's great for comfort. And they don't take up a lot of space. They don't get in the way of your rig. You can do all your reloads and stuff without having to worry about all this shit in your way. That's the strength of the 1 point. The issue with the 1 point is when it comes time to climb over or climb up something, they're a huge pain in the ass. And I mean a huge pain in the ass because it's just bouncing around, between your legs and hitting you in uncomfortable areas. And it's not good for that. For that kind of stuff, I recommend a 2 point or the advanced gunslinger hit sling, which is probably the best one for that. It is the best one for securing that weapon in a hurry. It's kind of cost prohibitive. Bernie says we have a heat index of 104 right now. Yes, we do. What do I think of LMGs? I've talked about LMGs before. I think the Crytek Shrike is pound for pound the best one right now because it is such a small package. The disadvantage of an LMG is it's big and it's heavy. Okay, no one wants to carry the big heavy gun, but the Shrike is so small, it makes it reasonable to use. I would recommend if you're going to use an LMG, probably want to go HPA. As much as I love my AEGs, you're talking about going full auto. It's going to be a lot of reps on that piston, on that motor, and it's going to wear out faster than an AEG that would be shooting semi-auto. That's not to say you can't have a good one. That's an AEG. That's just from what I've observed, you're probably better off going with an HPA setup for an LMG. But it is, as far as the weapon classes go, where you got obviously rifleman, the standard ones, rifleman, DMR, support gun, and sniper. Support gun is the king of the field. It is the absolute biggest multiplier with the exception of radios. It is the biggest force multiplier on the field is having a good LMG put in a good position where it can control many lanes on that field. You cannot beat an LMG. You just can't beat it. It is the win button for airsoft. If you put a team of 10 LMGs versus like 10 riflemen, those LMGs are going to win that fight, every day of the week, twice on Sunday. What do you use to help break up your silhouette? From Bloodshot 44. What do you use to help break up your silhouette? I run a light camo scarf tucked under my goggle strap. It depends. A lot of time, I don't do anything to break up my silhouette. I just run around wearing my camo, and I let the camo pattern I'm wearing do the work. And that's because usually I like to be aggressive and play aggressive and be advancing. If I'm going to be defensive and it's not holy shit hot, what the fuck do I use right now? I used to use a Cobra hood that I bought from Tactical Tailor, but I eventually got rid of that and sold it to somebody just because I didn't like it. God damn it. I did a review on it. It came from some Russian company. It was similar to the Cobra hood. Let me see if I can find it on my channel real quick. Once again, I know this is riveting TV, or riveting live stream. The Guyana Tactics Viper hood. That's what. And I purchased the strands of multicam fabric that I use in that Guyana hood from the same company. So Guyana Tactics, it's a Russian company. And I really like that Viper hood. One thing I really like about it is multicam, and the strips that I bought are also multicam. And I think I bought it for some op I was doing somewhere where they wanted your ghillie to match the team faction. So I went with that, and I'm really impressed with it. It's very limited, very small. It's basically just your shoulders and then a hood. And most of the time I don't even wear the hood, but it really breaks up your silhouette around your shoulders. And when you're prone or leaning around cover, that's usually all you're going to show is your shoulders and your head. The hood kind of has some holes in the side here, so you can look to your left and right and kind of see through those holes. So it's not quite as claustrophobic as many hoods are. I like that. And the hood also has a wire that runs through the lip of the hood, which actually eventually I removed. But the wire was nice because it helped you adjust the shape of the hood. I always wear a ball cap, so I don't have to worry about coming down too far. But that's what I use right now. Fog. I think we just talked about fog in the last live stream, but fog. I use Fog Tech wipes 90% of the time. If it's a very high humidity, hot summer day, I will use my X-Fog fan system with my goggles. Most of the time I don't have to use them though. Most days it's not humid enough for it really be that big a problem. But Fog Tech wipes, they cost $1 each. You can hand them around. Once you open the package, they're going to dry out. Okay, so don't be greedy. Don't be selfish. Open it up, use them on your own goggles, and then hand them around to all your buddies around you. One Fog Tech wipe can get 12, 15 pairs of iPro, and everybody's good for the rest of the day with fogging issues. for only $1, and you're going to make lots of friends at your airsoft game, and everybody's going to like you. So Fog Tech, look it up on eBay or Amazon. They're everywhere. Mark Carico says, had the solution. Talking about 1-point slings. And I lost you. It's filling up. I think Mark said something about a 1-point sling and using a strap on your leg to strap the 1-point sling in place. I've seen people do that. That's kind of like a 1990s Black Hawk Down era technique. I don't think people really do that much anymore. Maybe they do. I've never had a desire to do it. 1-point slings are great because you can fight on them. That's it. They're great for actually fighting with the gun, but they're not practical for all the other crap you have to do while carrying a gun. Mark Carico. There's a video by Tactical Rifleman on Navy SEAL body armor setups that gave me the idea for the bungee retention for 1-points. I did a video on belt setups with how I did mine personally. Mark, can you send me a link to that video? Put it in the chat, or just email it to me at gunfathermilsim.com. Or sorry, .com. Gunfathermilsim@gmail.com. I would like to see that. Sean DeSalle, have I tried any Novich products? No, I have not. And I don't want to slander the guy because of all the airsoft personalities out there, he's probably the only one that really is making. He's the one. He's the most popular, really, and he's the one that probably makes a lot of money doing airsoft videos. Lord knows I don't. For those who are curious, I think I made $14 this month. 14. So Novich, the guys kind of found a way to make a lot of good sniper videos early on that brought a lot of people to the sport, and figured out how to market himself and market some products. And you don't make money selling crap that you make yourself. Okay. And that's coming from a guy who has brought up the slings he's making 3 times this video. That's just play money. That's not like real money. That's not like income money, wealth money. Wealth money comes from finding people in China to make your product for you cheaply and then selling it at a lot of different locations, pushing product out there that somebody else is making. I'm never going to make a lot of money putting these slings together myself in my basement. If you buy one of these, this was made by me sitting in front of my TV, having a drink, and putting this together with my own 2 hands. I'm never going to make a lot of money doing that. The way you make money is the way Novich did it. My understanding is he takes basic guns and makes minor modifications to them, slaps his name on it, puts it in a nice case, and he sells it for a lot more money. Not uncommon in airsoft. Everybody knows there's clones everything. Look how many AKs out there are basically just Simas. Echo 1 is all Sima. All the other brands that use Sima AKs are escaping me at the moment, but basic Sima gearboxes are in probably 70% of the AKs out there on the airsoft market. So, it's really not that unheard of that someone makes a product they call unique when in reality it's just something else and they change a couple of minor things. So people give him a lot of shit for that. I don't understand why, because that is the airsoft market. But just because his name is on it and he's the target, he draws a lot of heat. I mean, Echo 1 doesn't have a single guy that you can target, a single player that came up with the brand. Guy's trying to make money. God bless him. And honestly, he probably doesn't make that much money. He's probably not a millionaire. I'm assuming he lives just fine, but something tells me he's not a millionaire. Maybe not. There's not a lot of money in airsoft. Mark's playing catch up. Okay. Yeah. Bernie, no rich, just build your own, sir. Yeah. Build your own gun. I've always built my own sniper rifles and they've turned out pretty well. What are you drinking? Scotch? No, I am drinking. The fuck am I drinking today? Jack Daniel's honey whiskey. Jack Daniel's honey whiskey is kind of my go-to right now. Moving down the chat here. Bernie. So, Rob, since sniper rifles came up, what should we look for in a sniper rifle and how does it matter? Maybe why does it matter? What should we look for? Well, the first thing is sniper rifles are built. Okay, they're made. They're not. You don't. Factory sniper rifles never really going to compete too much. You got to buy the right parts, invest the time in figuring out what works best, and just shoot the damn thing a lot. So, you want a sniper rifle that has aftermarket parts support. If it doesn't have aftermarket parts support, it's a non-starter. It's just an absolute non-starter. That's why so many people use the VSR-10. Tokyo Maru VSR-10 are the many clones of it because there's so much part support for it. I got rid of mine, but I had it for years, and I damn near rebuilt the entire gun at one time or another from parts. I think there was just the outer barrel was the only original part and the stock. Second is the hop up. Find a good hop up unit that has aftermarket part support because most of your range and accuracy in airsoft comes from the hop up unit and the hop up rubber that you're using. Also, you're probably going to want to have a larger cylinder, that larger mass of air. Larger cylinder means, without getting into the drama of jewel creep, basically you can get more power with less wear and tear on parts and less, a weaker spring can get more power, kind of. Having said that, someone's gonna have to help me out. What's the really affordable sniper that came out that uses basically an AEG size cylinder? Elite Force came out with it, I think. They have like 3 versions of it now. In fact, the last one's the damn pistol striker. That thing's really interesting. I kind of like it. It's got good aftermarket part support, and it intrigues me. I don't really think it's like a long-term good choice for a sniper, but it looks like fun. The current one I'm using is the Echo one, or no, A&K M24 that I actually got from Bernie, and it works great. I just stopped using it because I got that Cyma Platinum DMR, and the DMR is just a stronger performer. Every time I bring out my sniper rifle, the guys on my team are like, "Ugh, shit, he's got the sniper rifle," because it's just not as effective. I mean, it's cool, it's fun for me. I can get a couple great, it's very satisfying when you get a long range hit with a sniper rifle and airsoft, and you can watch that BB travel all the way in and hit the person. I mean, it's satisfying, but it's not terribly effective. And I'm going to be more effective with an AEG every time. So they know, my teammates know that when they see me with a sniper rifle, I'm not going to be as effective as I would with a DMR or an AEG. They love my DMR. They love that Cyma Platinum. When I bring that out, the Cyma Platinum, I can really hold down a pretty large area. So Robson, moving on. Mark uses a Shema to break up lines, fold in triangle, tuck 2 parts in alongside the blouse, and then if you need, you can pull it over your head. Lots of guys use Shemags. I don't even know how to say that word. I never really got into them. I have one like everybody else, but we're not in the desert, so I don't use one. Sean DeSalle, my friend who went with me to the Milsim did the sniper role. He didn't nearly have as much as I did. He was mostly just observation and target locations for us. Yeah, God, I don't really want to talk about real world sniper shit, because anytime I talk about real world sniper shit, it just kind of gets down a rabbit hole. I'm a SWAT sniper. A SWAT sniper is not the same thing as a military sniper. Military snipers stalk and shit. There's a whole mess of skill sets that military snipers have that SWAT snipers do not have. There are a couple of skill sets that SWAT snipers have that military snipers don't. They're not exactly the same thing. A lot of the tools are the same. Like I know how to make I don't know how to stalk. I've never been trained in how to stalk, but I've been trained how to make sniper hides and vehicle hides and all sorts of cool shit. So it's not exactly the same thing. But for law enforcement, I could work 100 careers as a SWAT sniper and never take a shot. It's extremely rare for a SWAT sniper to take a shot. And I mean extremely, extremely rare. But the primary job of a SWAT sniper is observation, in telling everybody else who's on cover or whatever, hey, this is what's going on. I see this, I see that. This person's over here. It's observation and overwatch security on site security details. So it's just a little bit of a different role. But actual shooting for a sniper is extremely rare, in particular a SWAT sniper. Another woodland play question from Ben29. Any game types that are better in the woods than in a CQB environment? Oh yeah, absolutely. I think really all game types are better in woodland. I think woodland's more challenging. A lot of people they win CQB games just out of dumb luck or fast feet. They just run fast and they get to a good position and wipe everybody out, or just literally dumb luck. I think woodland is more of a thinking man's game than CQB. And this is coming from a guy who loves CQB. CQB is my job. It's my passion. It's what I teach every day at work, or most days at work. I love CQB. I'm going to adjust this. But I think woodland play is more of a team sport. Just requires, it's like chess. And CQB is like checkers. So what game types are better? Oh, God. Even simple stuff like capture the flag. I honestly, I say this all the time, that all airsoft is varying degrees of attack and defend. All airsoft game modes, all of them, just varying degrees of attack and defend. Even like a VIP mission where you got to transport a guy from one location to another, that's just attack and defend, and it's mobile. That's all that is. So I just think woodland play is more challenging. There's more skill sets involved in it. It just adding the importance of communicating via radio, concealment, formations, all that stuff comes into play in woodland. And versus CQB, which is essentially just use of cover, controlling lanes, to some degree, pressure and flow, which you're not going to really, most airsoft guys aren't going to get. If you know how to use cover well and you know how to control lanes, you're going to do well at CQB. Check your corners, check your 90s when you move to a new piece of cover, blah, blah, blah. Bernie says the Silverback TAC 40 fun will replace the VSR-10 very soon. The silver volume beat the table turning volume. I did briefly look at the Silverback TAC 41. I read some stuff online about it. I think it's too early to tell. VSR-10 has been around a very, 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 very long time. There's a lot of clones of the VSR-10. It's gonna take some doing for somebody to unseat the VSR-10. I mean, every couple of years, a new gun comes along that's going to be the VSR-10 killer, and as of yet, it has never happened. Sean to South Woodland all the way. I'm lucky on Long Island. We have 3 woodland fields 30 minutes from me, one CQB location, but attracts a bunch of hooligans and crybabies. You know me, I say all airsoft is good airsoft. But there certainly are some distinct personalities in the speed QB realm at times. So a lot of guys trying to buy skill, with really fast shooting guns and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know. I'm going to stop. Shirt. Gunfather Milsim shirt just says, check your 90. Probably not a bad idea. Any big airsoft event you eventually want to get to? Yeah, a lot of them. I'd love to go play at Balahack. I think that field looks really cool. I'd like to go play there. Um, I'd like to play at Copperhead, American Milsim Copperhead. I'd like to play down in Texas. There's some big, what the hell is that field called? It was like a big Renaissance fair place, looked like a castle and shit. I'd like to play down there. I think that'd be a great place to play. I'm really, really busy right now. Personal life, work life. I'm an academy instructor. We got a recruit academy in there right now, and it keeps me very busy. I'm literally on the range every day teaching people. And I'm getting married in 2 days. Yay. A lot of stuff with that. Trying to plan summer vacation with the kids and honeymoon and all that. So I'm really busy right now, and I just don't have time to get out and get some big events. Lately, it's if a weekend game shows up where I have enough time to run out and do it real quick for a couple hours, that's the best I'm doing this summer. It's been really kind of a shitty summer for big events for me. But I got a lot of other stuff going on, and honestly, as much as I really love airsoft and it's a lot of fun, it's a low priority in my life. Family and work have to take precedence over airsoft every time. So Kyle Warwick, very underrated channel and professional. Keep up the good work, sir. Thank you, Kyle. I'm trying. Uh, I was texting a guy looking for some assistance on the technical side of it. I was Eric, who I mentioned earlier, Unsavory Teas. I think he's in the chat. I was texting him earlier saying, "Hey, brother, I need some assistance here because I've been working on this channel for several years now, and it's just now getting to the point over 4,000 subscribers and blah blah blah, where it's just getting to the point where getting too much for me to handle on my own. I need some help. It's I've been doing this too long to still be this bad at it, to still be this bad at the technology and the live stream. And I'll be honest, I'm probably not going to get any better at it anytime soon. I just need to have somebody come in and help me set it all up so I can just hit play and talk to you guys and it'll look a little more polished. Geez, how to talk about this? In my opinion, a lot of airsoft channels out there, most airsoft channels are bad. They're garbage. And I'm not going to name names, but it's just, like unboxing videos. Fuck. They're fucking boring. And it's guys talking about shit they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Trying to talk about shit they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Or they spend all the time talking about the aesthetics. I think my channel is one of the few that talks about the tactics and real world skill sets that work in airsoft, because not all real world translates into airsoft, obviously. A whole lot of it doesn't. But the parts of it that do, CQB theory, use of cover, OODA loops, nobody else talks about that stuff. And that stuff is critical. Everybody's so obsessed with, do you have this loadout, or look at my impressionist kit of, whatever. I will look at my new cool HPA gun, but nobody talks about the tactics and the skills and actually being a better player. They try to get better by buying better guns and faster shooting guns and better hop ups and blah, blah, blah. When all that shit is really only adjusting the last 5% of performance. And at the end of the day, your ability to use real world hard skills, tactical skills, is what separates you from everybody else. It's what's going to really win the day. It's not that new cool hop up, and nobody else is really pushing that on channels. Not really, not on the airsoft side of things, because a lot of the real world guys kind of shy away from airsoft. I just happen to enjoy doing both, and so kind of the goal of my channel, it's not about look how cool Rob is. I mean, who gives at the end of the day, who gives a shit? It's about the content. It's about the tactics. It's about the stuff I'm trying to teach. It's not about me. And if I can drag the sport, kicking and screaming, more into the tactical realm, then I'm happy. Away from the cosplay realm of things, which is fine. All airsoft is good airsoft. If the way you have fun is dressing up like whatever, then cool. God bless you. It's too small a sport for us to be making pigeonholing people into different groups and having fighting amongst the groups. Not cool. Okay. You have more in common with your average airsoft player than with anybody else out there. It's just that unique a hobby. But if I can drag the sport to some degree more into the tactical realm where people maybe are as excited about being in shape and learning the tactics and improving on their skills, be as excited about that as they are about their new, I don't know, helmet, then I'm happy. That's what I'm trying to do with my channel here. So thank you, Kyle. That was a meandering explanation. Have you done Milsim West? No, I have not. I've never done Milsim West because I live in Omaha, and Milsim West is very far away. I'd have to fly to go to a Milsim West game. And I'm not a young man, and that doesn't sound fun to me. I love going to 8-hour Milsims or 12-hour Milsims, and then going back to the hotel room or going back to the campsite and having a couple drinks and having a good time with my friends. The whole let's do 40 hours straight and we're going to camp in the field and I got to wear my goggles the entire time because I don't know when I'm going to be ambushed in the middle of the night and blah, blah, blah. If God bless you, if that's what you want to do and you're that hardcore, cool. I'm not that hardcore when it comes to airsoft. If I'm out in the cold and the miserable shit and I've done it, I better be getting paid because that's my job. Okay, that's not recreation anymore. That's getting paid. I had one barricaded gunman situation that went 17 hours and it was -2 like the entire time. I think it warmed up to 8 during the day and we were using fire hoses. So everything was wet and it was -2. It was fucking miserable, but I was getting paid. And if I'm going to be miserable, I'm going to be getting paid. Cheers. Soon to be wife play airsoft. No. No, she does not. She is a bit of a fitness nut. Yeah. She's a what we call an alternative model. She has a lot of tattoos. She is an attractive young lady. I don't know what she's doing with me. I don't know what she sees in me, but she is infinitely more attractive than I am. I'm probably a 4. She's about an 11. Apparently, she's got poor judgment and bad eyesight, but I don't know. I'm very blessed to have her in my life. She's amazing. If you guys, she's not gonna be happy with this. She's starting an Instagram. It's Basic Metal Barbie. So look up Basic Metal Barbie. I think she's only got one photo on there. And if she's all of a sudden she's still building the photo, enough photos to start posting stuff. But if you guys jump on Instagram and go to Basic Metal Barbie, that's my soon-to-be wife. She's amazing. I'm gonna leave it at that. I can hear you guys furiously on your phones right now looking. She's probably gonna be pissed. Bernie, most channels are look what I did today. You instruct rather than just show gameplay. I try. Sean, dude, yours is the only tactical channel. That's how I found you 2 months ago. Thanks, Sean. And there's not many of us out there. I haven't found another one that I haven't. And this is not to say that I'm so fucking amazing because I'm not. There's lots of guys who know the shit that I know. I didn't make it up. I was taught by other people. They're just not putting it out there on an airsoft channel is all. So lots of people know high threat CQB and all this stuff. It's been around for a while. But I tried to bring it to the airsoft market. Jake Hansen, hats off for sharing your knowledge, bud. Keep up the good work. Wow, Jake, you're checking in. I used to work with him. Ben, yes, PT, top tip of airsoft, PT. Yep, everybody wants to dress up like I'm a Navy SEAL, but nobody wants to do the push-ups. Anybody that knows me, I'm a bit of a gym rat, even my advanced age. You blushing, bro. And maybe I was blushing a little bit talking about my lovely bride to be. Mark, definitely my favorite channel for airsoft. Found your videos through the SR25 video. Now I'm trying reverse tricep grip. Uh-huh. Oh, you're doing the counter supination? Yeah. Oh, counter supination. Everybody sees me holding my gun like this. They think it's really weird because I don't do that traditional, mag pull, C clamp grip out here. Funny thing, I'm doing a shooting competition at the end of August. I only do one real steel shooting competition a year, and it's it's a law enforcement one. That's to commemorate some fallen officers that friends of mine that died years ago. And if you see me do that shoot, I don't know if I can. I don't like filming that shit because then I'm around my coworkers, and if you film it, they give me so much shit that I deserve to get if I were to film that stuff. But anyway, you'll see me if I'm doing a long range shot in a shooting competition. I'll do that secret. Why? Because it stabilizes the gun and it makes it easier to shoot at range in a competition. But when you're working real world in the CQB, I do the secret because when you gotta, let's say you're clearing a mall. This isn't going to work clearing a mall. You're going to get very tired very quick, and I've done that. This you can maintain your strength a lot longer. This is a better grip for weapon retention, all sorts of things. I did a video about it, the counter supination. It's funny, early on my videos, I caught so like most of the comments were people talking shit about the secret. Why are you holding your gun that way? You need to hold it like this. This is the only way to hold your gun. And it was just people who were just really kind of, I don't know, didn't have I guess they didn't have a broad enough knowledge on there are other ways to hold a rifle that, aren't endorsed by Magpul. So bottom line is, are you hitting your target? Big reason I'm getting Mark Carrico. I'm killing that. A big reason I'm getting back into airsoft is to get back in shape. As a disabled vet, working out is rough, but PT and tactics makes so much a difference. Yeah, anytime you can have fun while you're getting your PT in, like airsoft, a good game of airsoft, especially if the weather's hot, man, it burns a lot of calories. It wipes me out. I'm 42. I wish I could keep up like I used to. Like I started airsoft in my early 30s, and still older than most players. But I was 30, and I can't. I'm not as fast or as quick as I used to be, just because getting old sucks. But I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing until the tires fall off. But yeah, PT is critical, and you don't see a lot of people in airsoft that embrace the PT aspect of it. And kind of one of my pet peeves when people talk a big tactical game, but they're 50 pounds overweight. I'm like, really? Like how really dedicated are you to this warrior lifestyle that you're trying to sell to everyone around you, and then you're 50 pounds overweight? Not buying it. No. So do what you can for as long as you can. Run as long as you can run. And when you can't run anymore, bike. When you can't bike anymore, ruck. When you can't ruck anymore, crawl. I don't know. Do what you got to do to stay in shape. I don't do the same workouts I did 10 years ago because I can't do the same workouts I did 10 years ago. There's more wear and tear on the joints, but I keep doing what I can do. There's 70-year-old ladies who do marathons. I always tell myself that when I think I'm too old to do this or that. 70-year-old ladies doing marathons. Rob, get out there and run your 4 goddamn miles. Ben 29, I'm getting the 18-minute 3-mile back, I swear. Brother, 18-minute 3-mile is moving. That's fucking moving. 18-minute 3 miles. Yeah, I never, even at my peak when I was fighting, the fastest 1 mile I could do was a 6:05, and I couldn't stack 3 of them. I never did get sub 6. I'm not that tall, so I struggle with speed. Let's see. Just because I have it on the Adidas app, and I run a lot during the summer. During the winter, I work more on lifting, but during the summer, I do a lot more running. Progress. Let's see. Tonight I did a 2 mile run, 17 minutes 30 seconds. 2 days ago I did a 4 mile run. It was 34 minutes 31 seconds. So that's about how fast I am. I run about an 8.5, 8:45 mile. I'm not a blazing fast runner. Sean, do you most go with the team or do you go solo most time? Most time I have a team. I have a team with me. My team's called, it's not my team, our team is called Fire Team 6. We usually field about 4 or 5 players, sometimes 6 on a good day. It's mostly older guys, older players in their 30s. I'm one of the older guys on it, but we have older players. Bernie was a former member. Bernie in the chat is a former member of our team. He was one of the older guys on the team, and he had a back injury and had to bow out. But yeah, I usually play on a team, not a big team, but it's a really good guys, really good players who make me look really good. If you follow Fire Team 6 on Facebook or Instagram, I post photos on there. Actually, I don't think Fire Team 6 has a Facebook page, but check the Instagram. I post photos of them all the time. No, fuck, we do have a Facebook page. What the hell am I thinking? Yeah, I post. I do most of the photos. I do a team photo every game we play. And we have some really, really experienced airsoft players who do a good job of making I play well because they're with me, basically. So they're really good. What's your opinion on EDP 445? I have no idea what that is. Damn straight. Can you talk? Brooks Euger, can you talk about footwork related to moving and shooting? Footwork related to moving and shooting. So I got a really good friend of mine, my best friend. His name's Chris, and he is a no bullshit warfighter. Army guy, did contracting work for a while after he left the Army. He was in Iraq in 2003 and then did contracting for years after that. And I would go to him for real world fighting experience, gunfighting experience, as far as warfighting goes. And I asked him one day, what's your advice on moving and shooting? And he told me, stop, shoot what you're shooting, move. that was his advice. And I think I find that probably is some pretty accurate advice. Just stop what you're doing and shoot what you're going to shoot and then move. If you're moving during a gunfight, you should be moving to a position of cover. Okay. And then once you get to that position of cover, you stop and you shoot what your problem is. Now, if you want to buck some rounds at what's shooting at you while you're moving to cover, and it's safe to do so, and I'm talking real world now, if there's no danger in the backdrop, I'm a huge fan of it. Buck round. Why should you be the only one who's scared? Fucking send rounds back the other way. But as a general rule, I would be moving to cover, and I've been told, I've been trained in, do the Groucho walk, and you kind of roll your feet from heel to toe as you walk, and you shoot in the flats. That's when you fire. I don't think that shit is very realistic under stress when you're afraid and bullets are flying both ways. I don't think that's very realistic at all. So generally stop what you're doing and shoot what you're shooting at and then start moving again. He was another guy I asked him about kneeling shooting. What's your advice on your best way to kneeling and shooting? And he goes, go prone. Because if you got time to kneel, you got time to go prone and make yourself a smaller target than the guy next to you, and you'll be more accurate. I thought that was funny. It's funny when you seek out advice from like real world warfighters, they sometimes give you like really short, practical answers that you're not expecting and are most often true. Well, that's my 2 cents on moving and shooting. I guess 18 hours. We're talking about run times now. Ben 29. One thing I've been finding myself lacking is keeping my damn gun up. I might come around a corner with my gun at the low ready and get freaking blasted like an idiot. Ben, you're better off keeping your gun at the low ready as you come around a corner. When you come around with your gun up, unless you know for sure there's a guy there, you're better off keeping your gun at the low ready so you can see what you see. So you can see what you see before you do what you do. When your gun is up, you can't see down low as effectively. And it really doesn't take a lot of time to snap that gun up. I would recommend, if you're having a problem with that, getting freaking blasted, apparently, as you come around a corner, quick peek that corner. And it's kind of one of those things where you peek and you come back as quick as you peek, and then you go, well, what the hell did I just see? It's that fast. You don't even have time to really think about what you're seeing until you're back behind cover. Just, yep, quick peek. Okay, what I have. Is there a guy there? Okay. And then you come around and engage it, preferably at a different level, or throw a bang in there or whatever. But because of the way OODA loops work and the fact that you're taking action and they're reacting, action is always faster than reaction. So if you do a quick peek and they're waiting to shoot you, they're not going to be able to shoot you, assuming you come back out and in. If you go out and sit there and look, then they're going to hit you. So the point of the quick peek is to make it quick. And if you quick peek like that, you'll be just fine. Bernie's saying I'm a team player. I think so. I'm a team player. Sure. Okay. Any other comments on here? Otherwise, I'm going to be wrapping this up. And I'll try to cut this up later and try to take the first 10 minutes that embarrassingly I had to shut down because I can't figure out how to use a goddamn chat. Mark. Back off the wall going around. You can press. So if nobody else has any more comments, I'm probably going to wrap this up for the night. Thanks everybody for joining. Thanks for having your patience while I continue to struggle with technology. And I think we're going to shut her down. So thanks for watching, and everybody have a good night. Good night.